Welcome everybody to yet another brand new Let's Play. That's right folks, this is Let's Play Deus Ex Human Revolution. This is a game that was recommended to me by my viewers a number of times. It was also suggested to me by some of my friends, and I have been more and more curious about it over the last couple of months. And so I knew that at some point I wanted to tackle Deus Ex Human Revolution. People said that it has an incredible storyline. They told me that it had a lot of decision making throughout the course of the story, which all seems to be things that are right up my alley. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up placing Deus Ex Human Revolution as one of 3 games that I proposed to my viewers to vote on for my next LP. And Deus Ex ended up being tied with Resident Evil 6. And because it's the holiday season, I decided that as a Christmas gift to all of you guys, I will do both Deus Ex Human Revolution and Resident Evil 6. Hence why I am starting it up today. So what exactly can you expect from this LP? I am the kind of player who thoroughly appreciates a well-crafted story. I love story, I love character development, and I'm the kind of Let's Player that likes to share what goes on in my head. I like to take the time to tell people what kind of things I'm thinking about, especially when it comes to making big decisions in video games. And you know, it's the kind of thing I just find it really interesting to really get into the player's head and psyche and learn what exactly makes them tick and learn what draws them towards making certain decisions. Because I'm a big believer that for games like this, there are no wrong decisions, they're just your decisions. The Walking Dead series, for example, was a very good example of this. You were prompted a lot of different questions and decisions, and no decision was necessarily wrong, even if in the game at the end of each chapter they provided you with a result of how your choice compared to the rest of the players who played the game. Like, you and 30% of the players chose this, or you and 75% of the players chose that. And even if you weren't in the majority, that didn't necessarily mean you made the wrong choice. That just means that you made a choice that was unique from most of the people, but that doesn't necessarily make it wrong, because it is your choice. So that's pretty much what I'm going into this game. I'm going into it with a very open mind, and I love to analyze things in games like this, because I take RPGs very seriously, and I like to analyze the plot, I like to analyze the characters. So if that kind of stuff appeals to you, then hopefully you will enjoy this Let's Play. If instead that kind of stuff sounds kind of boring to you, and if you are afraid that you might run into a few moments where you might think, come on, shut up and play the game already, then I probably am not the best Let's Player for you. Another thing to expect from this Let's Play is that this is a completely blind LP. I have not even played the previous 2 games, but I've been told that it doesn't really matter that much. I can start with this game, and maybe if I really enjoy this Deus Ex installment, I might go back and play the other 2 games. We'll see. But yeah, I am going into this completely blind, so please, please, please do not post any spoilers in the comment section, because things like that just completely destroys the integrity of a blind LP, in my opinion. And what I find from most other LPs that I've watched is that 85–90% of the time, spoilers that are posted in the comments are inadvertent. They're not done on purpose. So that means that those spoilers could have easily been avoided. Just make sure that if you are going to post in the comments, and I love when people post in the comments, I'm not telling you not to, but if you do post in the comments, please think very carefully what you post before you post it. Because if everybody does their job and thinks before they post, then we shouldn't have a problem. We can avoid that 85% of the spoilers that are posted on the comment section. I would hate to have to block you because you posted something that you didn't mean to be a spoiler and it was a spoiler, but if it ends up becoming a major problem, I'm going to have to do that, just because it's not fair to me, and it's not fair to the viewers either, who wish to see a truly blind LP and wish to see my honest reactions and genuine reactions to things that occur in the game. But I'm sure all of you are responsible enough and intelligent enough to know what or what not to post, so it's not even going to be a problem. So what exactly does constitute as a spoiler? Pretty much anything that has to do with the plot, obviously. Anything that can affect my decisions throughout this game. I really don't want any of you to tell me what to choose when it comes to making certain decisions. I don't really want you guys to warn me, oh, you know, something is going to be coming up and you'll have to make an important decision and you should really pick this one. I really don't want you guys to do that, and I know that's really hard for a lot of you, but in order for this to be a truly blind LP, I do not want any outside information to influence my decisions in this game. I am not going to promise that I will end up with the best ending or the best outcome in the story. If there are multiple endings, there might be, but I'm wondering if, based on the decisions that I make throughout the game, if there is a perfect or best ending. I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to get to that I'm going to get to the best ending. But I am going to promise you that I will do my very best to make the kind of decisions that I feel I would make, or more specifically that I feel my character would make. Because I am planning on role-playing a very specific character, however I envision my character to be and to behave, and I'm going to try to make choices based on what I believe he would choose. And they may not necessarily be the same things that I would choose. I might not have the exact same ideals as my character, and therefore the choices that my character makes, I, as the player, might not necessarily agree with. But if I see that that's what my character would choose, then that's what my character would choose. And because of that, it may not be the best option. It may not be the option that causes the best ending. But that's okay. I mean, for me, that's how I choose to go through this LP, and I hope that all of you can respect that. If you really want to see the best ending to a story, to a game like this, I'm sure there's plenty of other YouTube videos out there where you can. And if I really wanted to see the best ending myself, then that's the beauty of replaying this game. I can always replay the game and make different choices and try to get the best ending that way. So again, I know it's hard, because I know a lot of you would love to see me reach the best ending and keep everyone from dying, or whatever it is are the consequences of my choices. But I have to stick with what I believe to be a genuine LP. Gameplay tips or gameplay mechanics that have nothing to do with the plot or the decisions are perfectly fine. You're allowed to do that, because knowing me and shooter RPGs like this, probably gonna need some help. If there is any doubt as to whether or not a certain piece of information is a spoiler, I have a couple friends of mine. One is Reclusiarch LP, and the other one is Kathleen MMS. I'll put their channels at the bottom. Those two have agreed to be my filters. They have agreed to help me scour the comment section and make sure that it's free from spoilers. And if any of you are unsure of whether or not something's a spoiler, I would much prefer that you err on the side of caution, and bring it up to either Kathleen or Reclusiarch first and have them clear it, because I'm pretty much I'm trusting them on ensuring that they know what does and does constitute as a spoiler. If any of you guys want to help and you see a comment that could possibly be a spoiler, please thumbs it down, dislike it, and I will be able to notice that it's thumbs down and immediately delete it without looking at it. And that will help a great deal. Alright folks, so I guess that's all I wanted to say. So let's get right into it, shall we? New game. Tell me a story. You play games for their story and experience, not for their challenge or competitiveness. Enjoy the Deus Ex experience. Give me a challenge. You enjoy a good story and a good challenge. This is how the game is meant to be played. Give me Deus Ex. Hardened enemies and tougher situations will make your experience quite challenging and give you a good adrenaline rush. You are one with the machine. I think I'm gonna stick with the default. I mean, I do favor story above everything else, but I think for now I'm just going to go with the default, give me a challenge, because it's a good story and a good challenge, and you know, I don't mind a good challenge. And if it's too difficult, if I'm derping my way through this game far too much to the point that it's probably frustrating the heck out of you guys, then I might switch down to tell me a story mode. But I'm gonna try give me a challenge. We'll go with that. The goal of the persuasion system is to break down a character's resistance and get them to give up something valuable. Listen to them and act accordingly. Huh.
Is everything in place?
Almost.
What do you mean, almost?
I have spoken with Montreal. The broadcast satellites are ours when we need them. A few weeks of discomfort, and the public will be primed for our recall.
And the clinics?
We control their birth rate. They will do as we say.
I still think we should wait for the referendum.
We can't afford to wait. America's Science Board convenes next month.
But the mood among the delegates is shifting. I'm positive that given more time...
No. By going public with this discovery, Sarif is forcing our hand.
The world will not change overnight just because David Sarif willed it. Besides, we can do nothing until our biochip is ready.
I thought you said you were close.
Finding the correct nerve interface has proven more challenging than anticipated. Fortunately, thanks to David, I now know where to look.
And in Washington tonight, crowds continue to gather in front of the Capitol.
Whoa.
Most are demanding that Congress severely restrict efforts to alter the human body's abilities. This in response to claims made by biotechnology expert David Sarif that his firm may have discovered a way to make human-controlled evolution available to all. Sarif Industries researchers are set to arrive in Washington tomorrow to defend their claim. But for tonight, this is Eliza Kassan reporting to you.
That reporter reminds me of Effie Trinket from the Hunger Games.
With all due respect, Major, I'll expect 2 security details waiting for us on the tarmac. No, we won't be going through the terminal. It's too exposed. Yes. I'm glad you understand. Good night, idiot.
Something wrong?
No, not for me it isn't. But you keep pulling on that necklace, Dr. Reed, and you're gonna break it. Come on, Meg. You've defended your research before.
That was different. Then it was all just theories. But this discovery, Adam, it's big. Kepler big. Rosetta Stone big.
So, what's the problem?
They'll want to know how I found it.
Megan, we're leaving for DC and... Adam, you're there. Good, good.
You need something, boss?
Yeah, I want to go over your security plans for Washington before we leave. You and your team ready to go, Megan?
Almost, David. We're just rechecking data.
Well, make it snappy. We have to actually be in Washington before you can dazzle all those federally appointed know-it-alls.
I hate it when he does that. Come on, I'll walk you partway.
Okay. So... Alright, we can look around. Oh, wow.
David's waiting, Adam. We shouldn't keep him.
Walk pretty fast. Okay. Can I pick anything up? Can I interact with anything? Probably not. Okay. Talk.
Warning. This lab is for authorized personnel only.
Ooh.
What did you mean back there, Meg? About how you found it?
Nothing. It's just my nerves talking.
There's something I should know. About this place, about Sarif.
Megan!
Hold on.
We're still getting biochemical fluctuations across the artificial flow cells.
Okay. But the increased neural peptides coming from the PDOT cluster could be throwing off your calibrations.
Right. I'll double-check that.
I can't believe you were asking about David. You've been here long enough to know of... Eric! You wouldn't be avoiding me, would you?
I wouldn't dream of it, Dr. Reed. I think I know why Declan's readings are off.
Too many peptides?
I'm thinking the glial tissue breakdown we noticed after splicing in the repressive protein might be the cause. If we had a better cytometer...
We might get a more accurate reading that confirms your theory. I'll ask David to consider it.
Well, if he orders one from Page Industries, maybe they'll throw in another cappuccino maker.
You overthink everything, Adam. The work we're doing is good. We're helping people overcome their physical limitations.
Yeah, except most of our clients seem to be DOD.
You're doing
It's
good.
not all
Just another hour to go.
We work with teachers, doctors, construction workers.
Whoa.
Watch it, Eddie. Those boxes are worth more than your salary.
Sorry.
Nia, you almost ready?
For Washington? Huh.
Ah, Dr. Reed. This is General O'Neill.
Dr. Sevchenko was telling me you've made progress on the Typhoon.
Yes, thanks to Vasily, actually.
As I was saying, sir, the Typhoon uses a modified combat chassis like the one I'm wearing. But I've improved its design using shaped microcharges to propel the steel balls.
And the backblast problem?
Solved through kinetic bleeders in the augment. Here, watch. Go ahead.
Whoa. It's like a turret.
Impressive. How soon till it's ready?
I'm afraid I have to run, but Vasily has all the details, General.
Of course.
We still have some work to do to improve the Typhoon.
You're right. The teacher would just love having one of those things.
You're missing the point. Defense contracts keep us afloat, but neural augmentations that make you think faster, react quicker, they can really improve a life. Everybody's lives. David's talked about it for years.
Yeah, he is a talker.
He's a good man. Admit it, Adam. A part of you likes him.
I like everyone, Dr. Reed.
Yeah, right.
How far are you going?
Diane's office. I forgot to leave her a key so she can walk Kubrick. He's gotten big, you know. Keeps knocking over all my plants.
Did you destroy that vase yet?
I moved it. And I fenced in the yard. Like you always said you were going to?
Yeah, never got around to that. Sorry.
Me too. About a lot of things. Adam, there's something
Uh-oh.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Pritchard.
So, are we all ready for the trip?
There's Farida. I'd better hurry. See you at the helipad, Adam.
Sure.
See ya, Toots.
Did I interrupt something, Jensen?
You fixed that firewall yet?
You don't fix an entire firewall. You find the loophole and plug it.
Then did you plug it?
Yes, I did. You want to know how? Oh, wait, I forgot. Ex-cop. I doubt you'd understand.
Ex-SWAT, and you'd be surprised. Sarif has to see you too.
Athena. She wants me to show her how to track our scientist-implanted locator devices. In case your security plans in Washington don't measure up.
Hey.
They will.
Gentlemen, how wonderful to see you both. Go right in, Adam. He's waiting.
This is the newest in encrypted GPL trackers, Athena. It transmits data to our dedicated satellites every 10 feet.
Ooh.
Sure what it takes. I want you, Darrow, in Washington, by my side.
The man doesn't jump for anyone. He's a Nobel Prize winner.
Senators love this guy, Lyle. The hearings will go much smoother with him there. Big day for us tomorrow. Everything in place?
Yes, sir. Capitol Police will escort us to the Hill, and then Federal Protection Services takes over.
Good, good. How's our girl holding up?
She's nervous.
All she has to do is show him her research. She explain it to you?
Not really into the whole science thing, boss.
It's incredible. All those purists out there accusing us of tampering with the natural order, when all Megan's done is figure out how to unlock the potential that exists within our own DNA. It's safer and easier than anything you, Darrow, ever did.
Environmental malfunction. Laboratory subsection 6. All lab chiefs, please report in.
Of course.
We better not take any chances. Not tonight. Use my elevator to get down there. You know the code?
Yeah, 0451.
Let me know what you find.
0451.
Athena, get someone to shut off the damn racket.
Yes, sir.
0451. Okay.